Live from San Antonio, Texas. This is In the Building with Mike Taylor and Rudy J.
Who is it that steals my slogan?
What are you talking about?
Overreaction Monday. Who does that? Rich Eisen?
Does he?
I think it's Rich.
I haven't listened to Rich Eisen in years. I have no idea.
I think it's Rich Eisen that has Overreaction Monday. He stole that from me. Now I stole
sure
it.
about
I stole
that,
it
sir?
from somebody.
Are you
but
sure
he stole
about that?
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
We've been doing Overreaction Monday and Knee Jerk Mondays
I can remember.
since the beginning of time. Now I
since I
stole
can
that
remember.
from others.
Of course we did. There's nothing new under the sun.
He ripped off that shit that I ripped off.
Yeah, we rip off each other.
Yeah. It was Randy Galloway that used to do Overreaction Monday. And then he once told me, because I was working with him up in Mickey Dallas, Taylor, you overreact so much, you're going to, what do you say, you're going to blow a fucking knee. And that turned into Knee Jerk Tuesday back in the old days. Anyway, the point is, yes, I have overreacted in my time.
As we
I have
should.
knee-jerked in the moment. We all get guilty of that. As I've gotten older, I've tried to get better at not knee-jerking so much.
You mean like saying that the Spurs were going to win 40 games?
35.
That's a knee jerk.
35.
I said 40.
When we got Wemby, I got excited. Yes, I decided.
didn't?
You said 40. Okay.
I said I
said
told
35.
everybody to bet their kids' college tuition they'd win more than 29 because Vegas had it at 28 and a half. I was like, dude, they're going to win that in their sleep. Bet the
Season's
kids'
not
college.
over.
Stop. They're not. They don't
Big
have
trades
They
coming.
don't have 19 games in the clip. They got 10 wins. They don't got nine. If they got 19 games in the clip, then hell, I'll come in here and say I'm wrong. But that's a stretch right now.
Here's where I'm going.
Where you going?
I've gotten better over the years. And maybe it's just getting older and wiser, lazier. I don't know.
Right.
Maybe not lazier, wiser, more intellectual. I have learned to not overreact to things and
Same.
knee-jerk to things. I don't want to trash somebody too early or kiss any ass too early. However, I'm having a hard time today not knee-jerking or overreacting to Dan Quinn's press conference yesterday.
He got you with the coach speak bullshit.
Yeah, he
got
did.
you.
That's
he got you.
that's the guy I want
He
coaching
got
my
you.
team. Yeah.
He got you.
How often? Now you've been to training camp with last couple of
3
years.
times.
Did y'all have Dan on ever?
Yes, I've had.
Okay.
I interviewed Dan this past summer.
What were your thoughts on him?
Loved him.
Okay.
Run through a wall for him.
See,
I don't know if it was because of his answers, it was because he was a quality interview, or because he was a sneakerhead, or because he had on like 3 of his players' chains because they were practicing and forgot they had them on, so he came to the interview booth.
That's cool.
With 3 chains on. I'm like, dude, you got like $300K on your neck.
Was his hat on backwards?
No, he turned it around for us.
Oh, he had it right.
And he only wears it backwards when 40 million people are watching the Cowboys.
Well, he walked in yesterday to the Commander's facility for the first time with it on backwards. But I think maybe he got caught off guard. He didn't realize there'd be all these cameras watching him walk in or whatever. He was just, because he was in regular street clothes and shit. They introduced Dan Quinn yesterday. He is no longer the Cowboys defensive coordinator. A guy who I thought was going to get a head coaching job 2 years ago. And then last year.
I think he turned down the last couple of years.
Yeah, he didn't want
to coach Russell Wilson. He could have taken Sean Payton's job before Sean Payton, but he was like, he saw that was some bullshit,
right?
And was like, I'll wait.
Maybe, yeah. Micah Parsons thinks that was about him. Bullshit. He wanted to work with Mike McCarthy one more year. He even offered to resign last year.
To make Mike comfortable.
Right?
To make
He's like,
Mike comfortable. I remember that.
If this is not cool with you, I'll just step aside. Mike's like, hell no, I'm a big boy. You can handle it. I think the Cowboys may have fucked up. You should have hired Dan Quinn as their head coach, Rudy. Dude, I just like how
Mike,
I like the things he
it's-
says, man. It
They
matters.
all sound good in their
Not Mike
introductory.
McCarthy. That fat ass was all swollen in between Jerry and Steven. Remember his press
Yeah,
conference?
I do.
Where he was completely engulfed by their personalities? The day the Cowboys introduced Mike McCarthy, that was about Jerry Jones hiring Mike McCarthy, not about Mike McCarthy. Jerry barely got a word. Mike barely got a word in edgewise. And there's yesterday. You get the new owners and the new GM of the Reds.
Was Magic
Commanders.
there? Was Magic there?
No. Well, if
Magic?
he wasn't on the stage.
Okay. He didn't put in enough money
They
to come
made
to the
that
press
about
conference.
Dan Quinn being a star.
Right.
And there's a lot of and Cowboy fans overreact all the time too. You loved the man for 3 years. Prayed to the football gods that he stay the defensive coordinator at least one more year. And then he has a bad playoff game. It wasn't just the playoff game.
He
They
had some
sucked
bad
in
regular
Buffalo.
season games
they
too,
sucked
Mike.
in
All
San
right.
Francisco.
All right, okay, let's be clear.
That team was coached to win a playoff game in San Francisco last year, though. What was the score? 19-12?
Some shit like that.
Should have won that game. Dan Quinn's defense showed out in that playoff
You hold them to
game.
19 at home, you're supposed to win that game. That's on the offense.
You damn right.
That's why Kellen Moore got fired.
We cannot. The point is, coaches are going to have bad days. Coaches are going to have great days. We can't make everybody Tom Landry when you win some games, and you can't. Everybody's not Rich Kotite when you don't win some games. Remember that guy?
Yeah.
Like, you talk about a son of a bitch shouldn't be coaching. It's not Chan Gailey when you have a slump. Dan Quinn's a supreme coach.
Relax.
I love Dan Quinn.
Mike,
I think
you're taking this a little far now.
Glory days are ahead.
You just said supreme coach. He's not Bill Walsh.
Glory hole's coming to the land of Joe Biden. Soon to be the land of Donald Trump again.
Dan Quinn, hey, look.
He gets a quarterback. Watch out. That guy knows what he's doing.
Well, they got Kingsbury because did you see who tweeted at Kingsbury? Yes, he did.
Who?
Hey, Twitter world.
He was like, "Congrats, my guy."
Caleb Williams.
Yes.
Well,
congrats, my guy.
He is his guy.
So if I'm the Bears, I start dangling at number 1 pick to Washington.
Like we said,
they didn't hire Cliff Kingsbury because he's just this great. They hired him because he knows Caleb, and they're going to make a move. They're probably going to have to get naked and give up something for that number 1 pick.
Oh yeah, and Chicago.
Unless Chicago wants Caleb, but if I'm Chicago, I don't know if the pieces are there for Caleb.
I agree. I don't think Caleb's makeup.
If I can
works
get
in
Washington
Chicago
to get naked for the number 1 pick because of that's obviously why they did Kingsbury, then I do it, and I go in another direction. I stick with Fields for a little bit.
I would take Caleb Williams as my starting quarterback today as a rookie.
Where?
I'm just saying.
I
can't make it a point.
I thought you were
over
talking about
Justin
Dallas.
Fields, and he's played 2 years in the league. Justin Fields will never be what Caleb Williams is talent-wise. Caleb is a generational talent. And he just worked with Cliff a year in USC because my boy
Cliff.
Lincoln brought in Coach Bro, New Braunfels' own, to be an offensive assistant. And Caleb played his ass off, and his team wasn't very good. And USC got exposed for having maybe one of the worst defenses in Division I. My point, I'm with you. If I'm Chicago and I've decided to keep Justin Fields, then I call Washington already and figure out how to flip those because they're 1 and 2 in the draft. And then he goes home. He's in D.C. He's working with Cliff. He's playing for my man Dan Quinn. Watch out for them Commanders.
I don't know about this supreme coach shit.
Watch out for the Commanders.
This is the greatest.
Dude, I just love how he talks, man. And I admit, what?
Do you love 28-3?
Again, you bring that up. They lost to Tom Brady, man. Everybody gets beat by Tom Brady at some point. The Cowboys didn't beat the son of a bitch till his last game of his career when he was 45 years old.
True.
You cannot hold 28-3 over Dan Quinn's entire career.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
can.
no. It's like a pastor who's been a pastor 50 years and he's a man of God. And 30 years ago he fucked one whore in Korea when he was in Vietnam or whatever, or in whatever. That can't be his legacy. That can't be the legacy that you lost the Super Bowl up 28-3 with only 2 minutes to play in the third quarter, mind you. People forget that wasn't just 28-3 at the half. It was 28-3 with 2 minutes to play in the third. It was over.
Right.
People were leaving the stadium. And that sucks for Dan Quinn. This is Dan's resurrection time. Watch out for the Commanders. They're going to win, and they're going to win soon. I just like his demeanor. I like how he's a leader. I like how he leads those boys. I like how he commands those people. I love that guy.
I don't know, man.
And the Cowboys may rue the day they decided to all in means run it back with the same feather.
He's going to have to prove it to me. He's going to have to prove it to me.
Here's Dan Quinn. He's talking so fast, I thought he did 2 reels of blow before this. He's so excited, ready to go. And, of course, he cusses like a sailor. And he actually cusses here, but he didn't even warn the media, I'm about to cuss.
Good.
Here's Dan Quinn talking about how effing excited he is to be working in Washington.
It includes the staff, every single man, woman in this organization, and each and every fan, because that is who makes up the entire Washington Commanders team, all of us. And that's awesome because I'm going to give myself a little grace and allow one swear word here because I've done a pretty good job so far. I haven't had any, and I swear a lot. But there is nothing I enjoy more than doing hard shit with good people. And these guys here, these are some really good people. And I cannot wait to get it rocking here. I can't wait. And so we'll hit the ground running. There's lots to do, but I want to let you know, man, I've been waiting on this moment, and so to be here with you guys today, I cannot wait to get this thing rocking. So with all that said, let's begin. Includes the play.
Hell yeah.
Who provided the Coke before the press conference?
Calm down, DQ.
He did a rail. He did a lawyer line before that damn press
I don't
conference.
give a shit. I'm trying to win championships.
cocaine.
I'm trying to win football games. I don't give a damn if he's an atheist. I don't give a damn if he's gay. I don't give a damn if he has orgies with his old lady. I don't give a damn if he's on cocaine. It's a short-term job. I ain't worried. I don't care. I ain't looking for daddies.
Dude.
I ain't looking for son-in-laws. I'm looking for winning some bitches.
Mike
They're gonna
McCarthy's
win
going to hand
soon.
him his ass.
Bullshit.
Mike McCarthy's going to hand him his
Washington
ass twice
wins
next
the
year.
division within the next 2 years. Give me 2 years on that. Either in 24 or in 25, Washington's going to win the division.
Because of this press,
I'm not saying
because of this
Super
press
Bowl.
conference.
If they get Caleb Williams, they're going to take over that division for the
So
next
then
10
he's
years.
C.J. Stroud. You know what C.J. Stroud did is not normal, right?
I can't guarantee that. That was insane.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. That's what
But
you're asking
Caleb
of a
has
young
that kind
quarterback.
of talent. And they have a solid defense with a defensive guru, who, by the way, I did find it interesting. Dan's not going to call defense.
Really?
Joe Witt's going to do it. I'm telling that damn Joe. I like Joe Witt too. I might have to get
Well,
me a
then why don't
motherfucker.
you
I might
just
get
get you a
me. I
Commanders
might just
jersey?
have to do that. If they get
Bullshit.
Caleb Williams,
Bullshit.
dude, I like champions. I don't give a shit what's on the front of your shirt. I like winners. This show's for winners, Rudy. We support winners. We don't support losers. The only reason we support the fucking Cowboys is because 95% of the people that currently watch this show want us to.
Winners go home and
I mean,
fuck
that's
the
first
throne.
The
take.
second
Ask
we
Get
blow
Up.
up, I
Ask
know,
anybody.
I know.
They all do it.
I understand.
It ain't just us.
We only talk about and the Spurs. That's family, so it don't matter what their
They're
record
family,
is. But
yeah.
outside of that, you better do some winning. You don't ever talk about the Texans. They need to do something worth the shit and notable, and I'll talk about them.
You didn't
And
talk Texans this year?
I did this
Okay,
year because
I was
of
gonna
that
say,
kid.
come on now.
But it wasn't until it wasn't until this year. A C.J. Stroud jersey may be in order. I'm about to drop all teams. I'm just going to go individual.
I would love for you to break your loyalty. Loyalty has an expiration date.
I've been divorced twice. You don't have to tell me. I got kids spread out all over the world. You ain't got to tell me.
Shit, yeah, loyalty has an
I
expiration date,
understand,
man.
you
Fuck
bet
that.
your ass. Now
I got 4 kids to feed.
the Spurs are family, man. I would never turn
Well,
my
wait,
back
that's
on
our
them.
only pro
That's
team, too.
familia.
Yeah.
And
Well, we have the Brahmas. We have the
dude, I'm
Brahmas.
from the damn city they play their games in. I'll always be a Cowboy fan, but I am going to keep it real, no matter what I see. No matter, I don't give a shit if it's Reds. I want to say Redskin.
Commanders, Mike.
Y'all got to drop that
politically
name.
correct.
Y'all need a decent name.
What's wrong with Commanders?
It's stupid. It sounds like a comic book. It's done. I don't like Commanders. I don't like Guardians. I'm fine. These teams wanted to get rid of the Native American monikers because they felt like it was racist. That's fine. I'm not, whatever. We're going to roll with comic book references. Come on, man. They ought to change the name to Dan Quinn's Badass Motherfuckers is what they ought to change it to. That's their new nickname. Watch
Man,
out for Dan Quinn.
Watch
out for
I've
him.
liked some press conferences. I don't think I've ever liked the press conference like how much you liked this
I loved
one.
it. That was top 20 ever. And I've been watching press conferences since I was 5. That was badass. I don't know how you could be a player on that team and not feel like, okay, shit's different. This is going to work out. I feel good. And the motivation in that locker room was at rock bottom for 2 years.
Why did he shit can Eric Bieniemy?
They've never worked together. And he's got a hard on
He's
for
he's
Coach
worked-
Bro.
And because
And
they
I
want
hate
Caleb.
that for-
And because they want Caleb.
And I hate that for Bieniemy.
Yeah, I don't know where he's landing.
That was a
He might be
Caleb
on
Williams
TV.
hire. You're
That's
right.
a Caleb Williams
Yes,
hire.
absolutely. And so now,
Well, he got the job
they'll
in
flip.
Arizona because of Kyler, and it didn't work out. Remember, they had fired a coach and brought him in. You know, they brought in Kingsbury right before they drafted
Yep.
Kyler
And Kyler
Murray.
was a Rookie of the Year candidate and beat the shit out of the Cowboys. Kyler didn't suck, and they had a shitty defense, and he won 8-9 games in Arizona, went to the playoffs. I
Yeah.
mean, they did, and then Kyler decided, I got a lot. How much is in my banking account? Ain't Cliff Kingsbury. I'm not trying to say Cliff's a genius.
No, I got you.
But Cliff knows what he's doing with quarterbacks. Here's what happened to Kyler Murray one day. Oh, bro, let me check my banking account here. Oh, rad. I got $79 million. I'm not watching no film, bro.
I'm playing Call of Duty.
Kyler Murray quit on Cliff Kingsbury. Now,
Yeah, he started
I'm not-
cussing him out in the middle of games, too.
Yeah, I'm
The
not
respect was
exonerating
lost.
King.
Right.
I don't think Cliff's a head coach in the NFL. I'm not sure he's a good head coach in college.
But he's an offensive mind.
He's a quarterback coach in some bitch. You watch out for those Commanders. I just want.
All right.
I know it's a lot of. That was a great press
I
conference.
like you playing your flag.
Makes me wonder why Dan hadn't gotten another job in the last couple of years. Oh, it's because he didn't want to.
He didn't want to.
He decided to stay with McCarthy.
He was waiting around for a better gig, and then this year he had to. This year because
Yeah.
the wheels started to fall off with that Dallas thing, and it started being like, wait, can this guy really coach? Because Dallas defense kind of fell off at the second half of the season. So this year he had to. Last year he could have picked any job he wanted to.
Love Dan Quinn. Love that man.
And he, maybe he also stuck around because maybe he was like, well, if Jerry does let go of McCarthy, I'd love to take over this gig. But Jerry decided to keep him, so Dan was like, okay, it's time.
It was time. And they know that. Everybody knows that. Micah Parsons.
Now they
even
play each other
knows
twice
that.
a year.
Yeah. Hope they slap the Cowboys' ass.
Kellen Moore's with Philly.
And they know the Cowboys' offense inside and out and their defense.
Yeah. Well,
Good
McCarthy's up 1-0 on Kellen. They beat the shit out of the Chargers, and the Chargers didn't
By the
do
way,
shit.
before y'all bag on me and jump in here in the chat and call me an idiot and email me, I did not say Dan Quinn was Bill Belichick. I said I think the Cowboys may have screwed up by not having Dan Quinn
Well, the
be
listener
head
heard you
coach.
say he was Belichick. That's what they do. Because I had a guy yesterday say,
Well-
well, Rudy said Wemby sucks. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's okay.
Jesus,
well,
I
I
didn't
can't
say
help
that.
dumb. For my smart viewers out there, y'all don't. I didn't say he's the resurrection of Bill Belichick. He is not some shitbag because of the Super Bowl. I mean,
He's not.
Cowboy defense is as good as it's been the last 3 years at any point since Big Bill was in his heyday in the mid 2000s.
Yeah, Cowboys.
Better than anything Wade
Cowboys
Phillips ever
leaders
had.
failed them, not Dan Quinn.
You're correct. And
Micah
that's not a
Parsons
Dan
failed
problem.
them.
That's right.
Dak Prescott failed them. It wasn't all on Dan Quinn.
That's right.
Dak Prescott sucks.
And he can only do so much in Washington too. They have there's nowhere to go in Washington but up. He can't get any worse. It's a last place
Right.
franchise. They can't even get hot water in the damn bathroom in the freaking locker room of the stupid stadium. It's a downbeaten.
They're supposed to be getting a new
downtrodden
stadium.
They are.
It's supposed to
I
be-
just don't know how you sit there and think, okay, it's just sometimes it don't matter who replaces the asshole that needed to get fired. I love Ron Rivera. He stole money for 2 years there. Sometimes it's just I needed somebody new. And so maybe you overrate the new guy because he's not the old guy because the old guy sucks. But in this case, I just think it's more than, well, at least he's not Rivera. It's a nice change of pace, fresher breath air. Fresher breath air?
Breath of fresh air.
Thank
There
you.
you go. Dyslexic a bit.
I think it's more than that. I think Dan Quinn's a badass.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
I kind of felt like
Fuck out of here, man. It's my night.
I felt like Pittsburgh, not because he can't coach. He's obviously one of the best coaches to ever do it. But I think both parties, Mike Tomlin and Pittsburgh, need a fresh start. Like, how long y'all want to just stay 500? Like, okay, he doesn't have a losing record. But you're not even anywhere near winning a Super Bowl. It's time for both parties to go their separate ways. And I think Mike Tomlin would have been out of a job for about 30, 40 minutes. Mm-hmm. But it's time. It's time for them to go separate ways as well. So I'm just piggybacking off of you saying, look, it's just time. Mm-hmm. It's just not. It's not that Dan Quinn couldn't coach, not that Cowboys couldn't. It's just like, hell, it was just time.
Yeah, it was
And
also-
I think it's the same thing with Mike Tomlin and the Steelers.
At the same time, it was also time for Mike McCarthy to get his ass fired after the Packers game, and they didn't do it because we're going to run it back. We're all going all in, which is run it back. They should have fired Mike McCarthy and promoted Dan Quinn, or waited on Mike Tomlin to see what was going to happen with him, or whoever, or called Jim fucking Harbaugh, who was sitting there. Right, we're gonna run it back. Okay. I see what's going on in Washington with the new ownership, Dan Quinn, Coach Bro, and yes, I love Cliff. He's from up the street. What he did with Manziel was awesome. He entertains me. What he did with Patrick Mahomes was awesome. There's a vigor in Washington. There's an energy now that does not exist in Dallas, and I would even argue
What's that?
that Dan Quinn may have dodged a bullet here by going to coach the beaten down, downtrodden, no hot water having Commanders. Because that's a better head coaching job, I believe, right now than what Mike McCarthy has.
I disagree. They don't have a quarterback.
No,
They got
the
defensive
job
line,
is
offensive
better.
line issues.
Dan Quinn does not have to put up with the bullshit that comes with working for the Joneses anymore. He's going to sleep better than he slept in 3 years, I'll bet you. Because now, granted, he's a grown ass man. Nobody made him take the Cowboys job, but when you decide to work for the Cowboys, you decide to work for the
You
circus.
take the bullshit that comes along with it.
That's right. When you
and
decide.
I take that job in a heartbeat.
Yeah, you
It's
decide to
great
be a
gig.
road. You're a traveling circus member.
And the
but
thing-
you know what comes with the circus? Clowns.
Right, yeah.
He ain't got to put up with that no more.
And the thing that's always going to be enticing about the Cowboys gig is if you do figure it out and you do get over the hump, call Jimmy Johnson and ask him what's it like. What's it like winning there?
In Dallas?
Yeah, it's a whole different thing if you fix that.
Well, y'all better call him quick because he's 80 and it's been a long time.
No, I'm just saying,
Does
like,
anybody
hey,
want it?
no, I'm saying, like, hey, man, like, if you can win there, you're God. That's what's always going to be intriguing about it. And all these guys have an ego, and they all think, okay, I'm the answer.
If I solve Middle East peace problems, I'm also God. It ain't happening.
well, literally. But
Notice I didn't do that. My finger stayed right here, sir. Fight through that. Keep going.
Let's go.
Okay. It's In the Building, y'all. Welcome to In the Building. It's Taylor and Rudy and DJ LG.
I didn't know Dan Quinn made you your
Hey, man,
pants
I'm
jump.
ready to I'm get this bullshit off season out of the way. I'm ready for training camp.
Has it said?
Hail to the Commanders.
I asked my Facebook following. Has it settled in with you that football's over Sunday?
Not yet. Not yet. And
It's
don't hit
over.
me. Well, hey, the Brahmas are kick off in 6 weeks.
I got that. Somebody hit me that. Well, Rudy, it's just NFL's over.
I'm more intrigued by the Redskins offseason than I am the Brahmas by a mile. By 5,000 miles.
Damn, Mike.
I'm sad that football was about to be over.
It's
I'm
not.
excited
We have the
for
Brahmas.
baseball. Stop it.
We got the Brahmas. What are you talking? Brahmas, whatever.
Brahmas. If they want to pay us, then I'll get excited. You gonna have to for the Brahmas to get some run on this show. You can do what you want, but you want run from me. You got. I got 2 titties right here.
You can milk anything with nipples.
4.
Sale.
I'm writing upside down, so I apologize. Sale. That's my titties right there. I'm 4 sale. Hey, Brahmas, y'all want some run with me? Sorry, I'm so white.
You spelled fur, F-E-R?
Yeah. F-O-R. 4 sale. Father,
What do we get for $10?
You want some run, Brahmas? You're a minor league organization. You're gonna have to pay me, and then I'll be a big old fan. Otherwise, yes, I'm sad. Football's coming to an end on Sunday
Love the
night.
MacArthur Brahmas.
Did you
I
go
would
to
rather go to
MacArthur?
a MacArthur Brahmas game.
I did, yeah.
than a
Oh,
San
so you
Antonio
were
one.
rich.
No, well, I didn't graduate from Mac.
I always felt like at that time when I was coming up, the people that went to MacArthur and Churchill were Reagan and Johnson, what they are now. For me,
I wouldn't say that.
from looking at it from Roosevelt, looking at it from my perspective.
Well, yeah, Roosevelt was always the hood school.
Wait,
in
Churchill
the
was
Northeast.
the goddamn
Churchill was
Gucci
the
Bowl.
cocaine. Yeah,
It
Churchill was the
them and
cocaine
Clark,
users.
right? Yeah, them
yeah.
Clark, and then I had MacArthur was like tier 2. Okay, but
Yeah,
Churchill, Clark, y'all were Gucci Bowl. Come on,
I'd
man.
say Mac is like mid-level. You know,
In my experience, living in this city off and on since
Yeah,
2007,
you've been here a long time.
Churchill and Clark are just rando schools
see,
now.
that-
They're
I'm
not
saying-
what they used
It's
to
changed.
be.
The
It's
90s.
changed.
I'm talking about the 90s when it was brand new over there.
yeah.
Bernie here. How you guys doing?
Oh, well, Bernie.
Churchill's
yeah.
a shithole now.
There's Bernie,
Hey,
you got Johnson.
Reagan took
Hi.
over the rich.
Hello.
You know,
Reagan
Yeah.
checking
once
in here.
Stone Oak
Yeah.
got
Gucci
built
Bowl
up,
my ass.
everything
That's
fell
the
apart.
knockoff Gucci Bowl now.
Yeah, now it's like
Yeah.
something else. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway,
you know what
move
just
on.
happened? You mentioned the Brahmas, and we immediately start talking about high school football. Fuck the Brahmas. Ain't nobody give a shit about them.
It only took, what time is this? 11:23, and I'm gonna time it every day. It only took 23 minutes today for me to remind myself that you decided to sign a contract and do radio or podcast with Mike Taylor.
What happened?
You just shit on the. You just
Talking
shit on
phone,
our
talking
pro.
ball.
You just shit on our pro team.
Well, I'm sorry, man. They've won 36 games in 3 years and only one playoff game. It's bullshit.
I'm talking about the Brahmas.
I know. I'm just not going to let you have it. A pro team. Frank Harris would be all pro in that league. And Frank's got one leg. Shit. Whoever, I don't know who the starting quarterback at Judson is. He could start for the Brahmas right now. Get that shit out of here. Stealing our money.
Wade Phillips might be listening to
Padding
this.
his retirement's what he's doing.
Who?
Wade. What's he doing still coaching at 105?
I don't know why
Got
Wade's
nothing
still
else to-
coaching. He
He's
loves it.
padding his retirement. I'm going to get me a title some way, somehow. You watch, goddammit. It's because I never won no fucking title, and I just need to be told I'm good because I have insecurity issues, and I block local radio hosts on Twitter.
I have a list of coaches that hate their wives. Wade's on that list. Larry Brown used to be on that list. Like, there's certain guys, like, oh, dude, you just hate your wife. Like, why are you still outside? Like, go home.
Oh, shit.
You know what I mean? Go
Look,
home.
man.
Spend some time at home. Like, why are you still coaching?
I'll go to a Brahmas game if someone pays for it.
You won't even go tailgate?
I got to get paid. Or it's got to be free. It's the Brahmas,
You're
man.
pissing off a good 7 listeners right
Mary
now.
Hardin Baylor versus Abilene Christian. That's the equivalent of going to a Brahmas game.
What's the tailgating scene like at the? Have you been?
I'm talking all this shit.
Oh,
I have
okay.
not
Of
been.
course you have not been.
I was going to say, because UTSA has a fantastic tailgating
UTSA
scene.
tailgate is legendary shit. I've had
SAFC
awesome.
has a
great.
fantastic tailgating game.
It's awesome. I would rather go see SAFC all day, every day, 8 days
Well,
a week.
you know
than the
why? Because
Brahmas.
so another curtain pullback. I got to hang out, and Mike Taylor had a suite at SAFC.
Okay.
A fucking suite with snacks and vodka and shit.
I wanted you to have a good time.
Fat.
And this was right around the time where I was like, I kind of let you know that I was about to leave Sports Grind. Remember the deep conversation
We
had?
did.
Way too deep of a conversation at an SAFC game.
That's when this plan began.
It kind of did,
Many
right?
years ago.
This was like 20. This is right after COVID.
I had a crystal ball. I thought, oh, he's
Yeah, this is
disenchanted.
2021.
He's unhappy.
Hey, I took advantage of that suite. I brought 2 different dates up in there. and remember the Express News took a picture and you were sitting next to my date and everyone thought you were with her.
Oh,
That's right.
shit.
Yeah. He had 2 gals with him.
2?
Well, 2 different times, not at the same
Yeah,
time.
separate times. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I was
Yeah,
like,
1 week apart.
did you clap
Badass.
both cheeks?
2 chicks at the same time, man.
Okay.
Did you clap both cheeks?
I don't kiss and tell.
Oh, okay. Smart man. That's how you get more.
It was that night that I thought it may take a few years. He may have to have an
Yeah, I was already
stop.
disgruntled. I was already disgruntled.
My dreams of you putting this hat on.
Yeah, I was already disgruntled at
Manifested
iHeart.
that night at that game.
Yeah, I was ready to leave iHeart.
Yeah.
I was talking to you, and
Yeah.
met your kids that
And
night.
now look at you. Signed a deal with the devil.
Yes, this is kind of like Wade and Braun. Like this shit, like it didn't go down for them until 2011, but they made the plan in 2008 while they were at the Olympics.
Oh, for sure.
So it took 3 years.
Absolutely.
Same here. It
Yeah.
took 3 years.
And I had to stab a few people in the back to get here. So that's what everybody thinks.
That's what they, no, that didn't happen. That didn't happen.
All right, it's in the building. This show is brought to you in part by Texas Cheer Liquor, the official liquor store of this show. In the building. Have you seen him in the last couple of days? He texted me the other night showing off his seats at the game.
Yeah, he was courtside with his little website people, and he put his little, his little tap dance cowboy boots on the wood.
Sitting
Those
next
are,
to, he
those
sat
are the
next
boots
to,
he tap dances in.
He was next to Mike D'Antoni, who was at the game the other night.
Mike D'Antoni, very, very highly, highly underrated
I
NBA
agree.
head coach.
The opposite of that. He doesn't look recognizable anymore. He's gotten
No.
old.
Tim Duncan will do that to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve Nash and having his overrated ass out there and playing no defense will also help do that
Yeah.
to you. It's Texas Cheer Liquor. They got 7 locations in this
7.
town. 7. That's a lucky number, 7. Make us lucky, make them lucky. Hey, man, the Super Bowl is Sunday. You cannot buy liquor in the evangelical-led state of Texas on Sunday. So you got until Saturday night at 9 o'clock when they all close to get your ass in there and get something to drink. All right? So make sure if you got something, you're going to need something for the house. You're going to a party. If you're going to go hang out with us at Southtown, that's one thing. But if you got to go somewhere where you got to go buy it and take it somewhere,
Right.
make sure you go scoop up what you need at Texas Cheer Liquor. We got 7 locations scattered out all over the city, so no matter where you live, there's going to be one near you. Thank you to Texas.
Absolutely. And they're hiring.
And they're hiring.
TexasCheerLiquor@gmail.com. You need a little extra cash.
That's right.
But email your resume. He does a very thick vetting process. Not for you and I. It was just like, oh, cool. Do some social.
Sing, motherfucker.
Yes.
What kind of vetting goes on to work at the liquor store? Making sure you're
Lamont
not
don't play,
a
man.
killer.
He don't just
Yeah,
hire
he
anybody.
cuts no corners.
He
I've
cuts no
noticed
corners.
that.
Yeah, he don't
No,
play. He don't play
no,
no.
not
He
at
don't
all.
take no bullshit.
All right, it's in the building. It's
do
time
it.
for the punch of the day presented by the law office of Orlando Kell, the official family lawyer. So if you drink too much by getting all that beer at Texas Cheer on Saturday night and get your ass in trouble and slapped with some divorce papers by Monday, Orlando Kell will take care of that. That's my boy. He's a family
What up,
lawyer.
Londo?
Lots of Thunderdomers have gone to him. Just had a Thunderdomer 2 days ago. Text me, hey, man, thanks. I called Orlando last night. Sorry to hear it.
It's
but
like bittersweet, right?
it's like, man, I'm sorry to hear it. I've been there. I know what you're going through, but at least you got a dude who's going to do right by you. And he specializes in doing right by men. He's not a misogynist, but he really likes to help dads.
He knows men in Texas get screwed.
It's tough being a daddy. So if you're going through a divorce, maybe a breakup is coming, or maybe you already gotten divorced, but you need to change something with your decree. Somebody got a new job. You need to do something different with child support. And by the way, women can call Orlando too. I'm not trying to be all sexist up in here, but he does specialize in helping those dudes.
Okay.
Call Orlando if you need a family lawyer. He is 210-775-4995, or you can email him, orlandokell.law@gmail.com. You got anybody you need to punch today, sir?
Yes, I need to punch. Look, I'm all for not hating on Taylor Swift. Like, I'm not going to hate on Taylor Swift.
But you'd like to see her get shot now because you're sick of the NFL show?
No. I do want to punch grown men that feel like they need to come to her rescue via social media.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
She's
like, I've seen a bunch of dudes, like your daughter. The meme that's floating is your daughter is watching you hate on a female for being great and having a boyfriend that's popular. Your daughter's watching you. I'm like, bro, you got to relax. Like, look, I'm not about to sit here and hate on Taylor Swift. I'm not going to do that. But I'm also not going to post a meme in her favor. Taylor's okay without me putting on a cape and dun da 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 da. I'm not going to come flying to her rescue via social media either. Like, you guys got to relax. Like, it's weird. It's borderline weird.
It's dumb.
So I want to punch guys that feel like they need to post memes in favor of Taylor Swift.
They're
Like,
just trying to
that's a
get
bit
good
too
with
far.
their women.
Yeah,
They
I
want
guess
their
so.
daughters or their wives to see that and feel like, oh, he's got sympathy. They're just trying to get nookie. They don't give a shit about her.
Right.
She's a pop star.
I mean, how silly is that?
Look, man,
Yeah.
some jackass posting artificial intelligent nude pictures.
I have no time for
that's
that shit.
Bullshit.
That's bullshit. I have no time for that.
But me coming on my football show and asking the NFL, hey, can we not show her 485 times? It's not about her.
They
It's
did a
about the
breakdown. It was only
league.
like 25 seconds all year long.
Well, it don't matter. The league is taking advantage of this. I'm not tired of her. I'm tired of, and maybe it's the networks. Maybe it's CBS and Fox.
They know what they're doing.
Well, yeah, and they don't. Again,
300 million, Mike.
I don't care if you're hating on me. You're loving on me, as long as you're talking about me.
Right.
And her Q rating couldn't be higher now, and a big part of that is because of the NFL and hooking up with a ball player, whether they have true love or not. I'm just saying the girl has
None of my
benefited.
business.
I mean,
Right.
she sold 2 records and won Album of the Year for the 4th time, and announced her new album that'll come out in April for last year's record when she was getting a Grammy for Best Album, which this one next year will wind up being an Album of the Year too. She's just a marketing genius. She's taking advantage of it. I would love for the NFL to show us for 25 seconds. We'd have 5,000 new members by the end of the day. What are you going to do? So anyway,
I have no problem with
but
it.
all this fake leave Taylor alone shit,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
I could not
Yeah.
agree with you more. All right.
So punch those
All
dudes.
right. This is a reluctant punch. It's just I want to see him. I want to see him get right. It won't have any impact whatsoever on Patrick Mahomes' performance in the Super Bowl. But go ahead and punch Big Pat Senior for getting. You see what happened? You see the details?
I saw you got the DWI, but what's the detail?
He had a roadie.
What's that?
He had a beer can. He had a beer open in the car, driving down the streets of Tyler with a fucking roadie.
That's Tyler.
What are we doing?
That's normal. He's used to old school Tyler. He hasn't changed. Old school Tyler, you ride with her. First of all, are we really going to judge people for
I've never
roadies?
had a roadie. I don't do that. I have never drank a beer while driving. It was a vodka seltzer.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'm like, wait.
I
was about to feel like
I shouldn't
shit.
have done that.
Okay.
How many-
I shouldn't do that.
Oh, it sounds like it's a recurring thing.
No, I didn't say that, Michael.
Okay, all right.
Don't put words in my mouth. But so we're going to punch Pat for riding up Gentry. You don't know nothing about You know Gentry? You don't know nothing about North Tyler. You lived in South Tyler.
Why are you going to do that to me?
You lived in South Tyler by the mall. I'm almost positive.
It's 10 minutes to go from one side of the city to the next. Come on. There's a badass Bulga up there on the north side. I go up there and watch soccer games because they're the ones that had it on. When I lived in Tyler, the best place to watch Mexican League soccer was at the little flea market up there on the north side. It's a grocery. It's like a panaderia / what do you call the meat one?
Meat
Oh,
market.
Nina's going to get mad. Churrascaria?
Shit.
Carniceria. They in there chopping hog heads and shit, making tres leche, and they got fucking La Liga on. Or they got Miga Mexicana, La Liga Mexicana. And I'd go in there on Sundays and we'd get soup, and I'd get some tres leches, and I'd sit there for 30 minutes and watch Los El Tigres take on, I don't know, Cartel number 5.
Are you Tigres or Rayados?
I'm neither. I'm neutral. I support individual players.
Well,
I don't want to claim nothing from
my wife's
Mexico.
family is all Tigres, so
Yeah, be careful.
I gotta be Tigres, but I troll them and just act like I root for Rayados.
Be careful. You know,
But I pull
all,
for Tigres, so just to keep it cool with my in-laws.
We're all fronted by dirty money.
That's not true, Mike. Why don't you say that about the Bundesliga people? They're not fronted by some mob. Why is it only the Mexican leagues that are fronted by dope money?
I can only
You see what I'm
report
saying?
the news.
You see what I'm saying?
I can
This is
only
the bullshit I
report
be
the
talking
news.
about. This is the bullshit us darker people got to deal with. We can't be legit. We got to be Illuminati, or we got to be fronted by somebody that sells dope.
I don't know who funds Bundesliga. I don't live in Bundesland. I'm 90 minutes from the border right here. I know what's going on here.
Fucking with you. I like to make you uncomfortable.
No, so Pat had a damn roadie, and
Yeah, you shouldn't do that.
Junior was asked last night at media day, and he's like, "That's a personal thing. I'm not talking about it. Move on." He shot it down.
How do you
quick.
feel about respect my privacy unless I'm trying to sell you something? See, that's why I didn't like Marshawn Lynch, his little act. Because y'all want to play this private role and I don't fuck the media and this and that. And then when you want to sell us your Oakleys or fucking Head and Shoulders, then you want our attention. You want our attention when you want to sell us something. Or you want us to tell us, oh, come and support my camp. It's for the kids. Blah, 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 boo, boo, boo. But then there's times like last night where you want your privacy. You don't want your privacy. You didn't want your privacy on the Netflix show when you're getting your wife popular. You ain't asking for privacy. You ain't asking the NFL to stop showing your wife on television because she's getting her followers up and you keeping her out of your pocket so she can go shop at Target without using your card.
I have a theory on Brittany Mahomes. Did you watch the Netflix series called Quarterbacks?
I tried. She was getting on my nerves.
See, she was opposite for me. I found myself humanizing her for the first time watching that show. She was just some screaming gal in a press box before then. I believe Patrick wanted her prominently featured for two reasons. She probably wanted the attention, and it also gave people a chance to see, hey, my wife's not the bitch y'all all think she is.
I didn't think she was a bitch. I will never call a
pain
grown
in
man.
the ass.
I won't call a grown man's wife
Pain
a
in the
bitch.
ass.
But I will say this. I mean, I think a lot of times, though, in those type of situations, when you're a bigger figure as a Patrick Mahomes, your wife needs her own identity, so she's just not Patrick Mahomes' wife. They gotta have something. They want to be able to do something. They want to be able to put their name to something. And I think he does a job like, okay, well, honey, do whatever you got to do, and I'll take pictures, and you can post me, and you can tag me, and I'll comment. I'll get your followers up, and then you sell them some eyelashes or some shit. I get that.
Patrick Sr.'s not trying to sell nothing, though.
No, Patrick Sr.'s just having a good time. Like, I got my son to the league. We rich. I'm going to go have a good time. Now, he got caught.
Yeah.
So now you got
for the third time at least.
Yeah, so now you got to pay the piper. Whatever
I hear
that
what
may
you're
be.
saying. They have no problem putting their family out there when it's good stuff, but the bad stuff they want to hide from.
Then
But
they want to
I'm
respect
okay
my
with
privacy.
that. See, I've talked about my mama on this show a lot.
You have.
Yeah, and I've given her a lot of shit on this show.
Has she cussed you out about that?
No,
Has she said you're
never.
going too far? Because sometimes comedians go too far.
No.
Because there's truth in comedy. And I know you're just not doing a bit. You're just telling what happened. I'm just like, your mom's never called you and be like, yo.
This may shock you, but my mama thinks I'm a god, and she don't tell me what to do ever.
Okay.
Probably part of the reason why I'm so cocky and a little out of control at times, especially when I was younger.
Right.
My mama probably should have disciplined me more. Now that I think about it, no, she doesn't care.
Okay.
But if she had something really personal, my mom got arrested, which I did tell a story of her getting arrested. Just to be fair, on the show one time, she got popped at an illegal gambling ring.
Oh, who cares?
She was pulling slots in someone's house.
That's American.
Fort Worth PD showed up.
What people do. I know
She didn't care.
I know about 10 illegal poker games.
But
in
if
this
she
town.
but I
gives
mean,
a
there
shit?
are some things. Okay, it's fine. We share our personal lives big time on this show,
I'm-
but not everything.
I go too far. I get in trouble sometimes by my wife. I'm too transparent and looking for a laugh.
Yeah, because we're also comedians.
Yeah.
We're
So
not just talk show.
sometimes I go too far.
Well, that's the comedian in you. Comedians lose track of the big picture.
Looking for the
They're in the
punchline.
moment
Right.
looking for that line. I can relate. But I'm not hating on Patrick Jr. for what. Hey, I'm Super
Me
Bowl.
neither. I'm not
good.
either. That's cool.
But I do understand. There's a double standard, and there can be. When it's good, they want if you're a fan of them, they want to hear all about it. But if you criticize them, hey, you're a bad fan. You know, I hate that guy. That's not what I love. Patrick Mahomes. He's
we
not
all
saying
do.
that. Micah's like that. Micah Parsons. He's chippy.
Yeah, screw
and he's
Micah.
edgy.
I
If
don't
you
really rock
love
him.
Micah, I'm done with Micah.
Me too.
Fine, just get tackles for my team.
Yeah,
That's
I
fine.
don't have no time for him.
But you know how he is. It's like when they're winning and beating the shit out of the Commanders, and everybody says he's awesome and he's the next Lawrence Taylor, which is outrageous. Oh, I love his town. And then all of a sudden, when he sucks and pulls a goose egg in a playoff game, then he's going to go underground and keep the hoodie on and don't talk to me. Cowboy fans are mean.
You've never made a tackle in your life.
Yeah, you didn't play the game. Yeah, okay.
Whenever they go there, that's when I know they're out of ammunition.
Right.
Whenever
No question.
whenever pro athlete or former athlete says, well, when I played, that's when I'm like, okay, his argument's done.
Right.
When your only argument is, well, when I played, Keyshawn's the king of that. He's
Yeah.
the worst about that
I
shit.
agree. I hate, and Keyshawn's an asshole. I've never liked him.
I've never liked Keyshawn.
I didn't know
either.
much about him till he got to the Cowboys,
Right.
and I couldn't stand him because I was covering the locker room in those days. He's an asshole, and he's total double standard hypocrite.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, if I'm not qualified to critique it when y'all lose, then you shouldn't listen to me when I'm critiquing you when y'all win.
Right.
I thought I didn't play football.
Right. Agreed.
I didn't play football, so I shouldn't have any opinion ever, whether
Just
you
because
win
you
or
played
lose.
don't make you right.
Hypocritical shit.
Yeah.
All right, thank you everybody who became a member in the last couple of days.
Amen.
And thank you to all the members we already had. Of course, we love you all equally. But we're really excited for people that have become new members in the last couple of days. We apologize because I posted something yesterday. I don't know if you saw it. Basically thanking and apologizing everybody. I got criticized for posting while driving.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I was going 10 miles an hour. I was pulling up to Crazy Katsu.
Oh, got you.
I wasn't
got
on the
you,
freeway
got
doing
you,
that.
Got you.
Hang on, I'm going to tell you about that in a minute. Hey, son.
Hello.
Hey, I'm on the show. What are you doing?
I'm walking to school, but something kind of weird happened.
Okay, you're telling me and all the Thunderdome, so what happened?
So, Sevi has this gold croc charm on her croc, and
Yeah.
it has the letter S on it.
Yeah.
And she didn't notice it was gone. Well, we just got in the elevator, and there's a little clip at the very, very top of the elevator, and her exact croc charm is just hanging on the clip.
Huh. And it was missing from her necklace?
So they dropped it and
No,
left
from
it there
her
for him.
Crocs.
Yeah, I think it fell off. Someone found it and put it back in the elevator in case the
I've got
kid
an
found
answer
it.
for this.
Okay, what
It's
LG?
standard practice in Japan, when something is lost, you hang it up at the highest point where you found it. So whenever the person comes back to look for it, they can reclaim it.
Yeah, it probably fell off Seb's shoe. Somebody found it and hung it up so that person can find it. So it worked out good. You had a friendly neighbor who did y'all a favor.
We can't reach it, so it's in the elevator.
They
Oh, but
can't
it's too
reach it.
high.
Yeah, it's too- Get on the back.
Well, when you get home today, ask your mama to get it down for you. All right, I got to get back on the show. I love you guys. Call me later. We'll talk for a long time when you get out of school.
Okay.
All right, bye. All right. Oh,
See,
took care of a problem. How about that?
there still are good people in this country of ours.
Yeah. So, memberships. Thank you very much. Especially y'all who've become a member the last few days. We realize
It's
we're
been
on,
a- it's-
we're on
yeah.
a lot of platforms.
We're trying.
YouTube has its own set of rules and regs and descriptions. Spotify has its own set of rules and regs and descriptions. Patreon, Apple. We're trying to be a big time show, so we put our show on all of these platforms. Give it up for LG. He's put up with a lot of shit the last few days,
Give it up.
including from me.
And your terrible ass links.
In my terrible links,
And your terrible screenshots. What's up?
Spotify, for whatever reason, we had tech issues. They had tech issues.
They did, not
getting
us.
us on.
Right.
Those tech issues are over. We are now, you can become a member on Spotify too right now. So thanks everybody. It's only $6 a month. That's it to get these. And you'll get all of exclusive members only content, which by the way, hour number 2, which is members only, comes down today at 12:30. So thanks everybody for putting up with it and
And to
being
the
patient.
people that were trying to get in yesterday, even though you're like, I'm on Spotify, but I can't get paid.
Yeah.
Now you're good.
All right, very good. All right, it is 11:44 if you're watching this thing live. So hour number 2, which is members only, is in 45 minutes. But right now, it is time for Mantertainment News on In
love
the
Mantertainment.
Building with Rudy J and Taylor and DJ LG.
What's
Brought to you by R&R Auto Glass, the official auto glass repair company In the building. They are right there by 281 in Tacoma by the airport. If you're going northbound on 281, you exit Tacoma, take a left. They're about a quarter mile down on the left-hand side. And R&R Auto Glass is there. Mention us. Speaking of memberships, they give a discount.
Do they?
Yeah, they give a bigger discount on glass jobs in there that it costs to become a member. Our memberships are so cheap. They love us. They're members. They're Thunderdomers. Go in there and mention us. Me, Rudy, LG, the show. They know what you mean. It is R&R Auto Glass. They do front windows, side windows, back windows, door panels. The little lock doesn't work. They fix those. Sunroof damage. Storm season's around the corner. It'll be March and April before you know it. And we get hailstorms and shit. So keep R&R.
I tried to steal them from you when I went over, and they weren't having it.
They love Magic Mike.
Yeah. What? Wait. Easy, cowboy.
That's what she calls me. Because I bring the money in. I bring the people.
Oh.
And I told her,
I tried to steal her.
That's all right.
I tried to steal her.
Free enterprise.
They weren't having. They're like, oh no, we're with Taylor. I was like, okay, I respect.
McDonald's advertises with thousands of people, so it's okay. It's a free enterprise. But
couldn't get her away from
know.
Magic Mike.
No, she's loyal to us.
We
I told her
had the
I don't
same
care.
name. I was like, it's R&R in the morning.
Yeah.
R&R Auto Glass. It only makes sense. She was like, nope. We're sticking with Magic Mike.
That bloodthirsty corporation that you work for wants too much money.
Bloodthirsty?
Yeah, we want what's fair. They're just trying to get money out of folks. We're just trying to do a fair deal with folks, which is why that's part of the reason. And we get her business. She's gotten a shit ton of business from us.
That's true.
But it's two ways. Yes, we have gotten her a lot of business, but she gets all that business because she kicks ass at what they do. She and Rick and those boys
there's only
kick ass.
one way you stay in business that long is if you're doing a good job once you get them.
An independently owned little place like that?
Absolutely.
You bet your ass. All right, thank you to R&R. It is 210-340-2588 or rnrautoglass.com. All right, it is time for entertainment news.
I'm always interested to see what music we get.
Let me hear it. Slow jam. I like
a slow stroke to that. I'm fucking with you. I was like seeing Mike's reaction, just like you like seeing my. Go ahead, sir.
I'm a professional masturbator. What? So you're talking, we're on the same wavelength here. I go left-handed sometimes, switch it up. Upside down, in the floor.
The Stranger.
Lunch meat, all forms. Is that cheating though when you spank it using lunch meat? That's kind of like a PED. That's like a PED.
Let's get to
That's performance enhancing. That's not fair.
Let's get to apple pie too. Warm apple pie.
No, I like the lunch meat.
Okay.
Then about 5 hours go by and you stick your hand down there and it stinks.
Let's go, Mike.
We have celebrity death today.
Let's go, man. Fuck, where am I?
Yeah, they call me Southpaw Taylor.
Lunch meat.
Yeah.
Mayo?
No,
or just the meat?
I don't need no sauce. I provide the sauce.
Hey!
Toby Keith has entered Davy Jones' locker.
Oklahoma?
62, Oklahoma Center.
What's wrong? What happened? Is he all right?
Stomach cancer. No, he's not all right. He's dead.
Oh, he died.
He's died last night.
Fuck.
We'll put a boot in your
him.
ass.
Yeah, I remember Toby Keith.
American way.
Stomach cancer?
Should have been a cowboy. We can't play music, so I have to sing it myself. Should have learned to rope and ride.
That's what got my boy Chadwick Boseman.
Damn.
Fucking cancer, man. It's the fucking food. It's the lunch meat. Our food sucks. Our grandparents didn't eat this shit.
But like Popeye's chicken and McDonald's
it ain't.
and
No,
shit?
everything on the fucking shelf.
Everything, yeah.
That's why you shop around the edges. You start going up and down the aisles, and that's how we shop.
Yeah.
That's what we can afford.
That's right. If I were rich, I would have.
Yeah, I'd be at Whole Foods.
I would have meat shipped in from the hill country that just got shot that day.
Right.
You know.
Fucking cancer, dude.
But I can't. Yeah, cancer. 62 years old.
That's young.
Wait a minute. 52, I think.
No way. He's older than 52, Mike. He's older than 52. I promise you.
Dang it.
I think it was 62.
Yeah,
it's 62.
But 62 is young. Like what? Your grandparents made it to their 80s, right, Mom?
No, my grandma died at 51.
Shit.
Lung cancer, smoked like a chimney.
Yeah, I think my grandma or grandpa, I know my granddad made it to 80, maybe my grandpa too, or my grandma too, can't remember, but they lived longer than we did, than we are.
Sorry, I'm reading about Toby. Okay, so
He's
you know,
62.
I don't know if you remember, because I know you didn't listen to all of my shows on the ticket back in the day. Have you ever heard the Colt McCoy's dad story?
No.
Toby Keith was involved in that. Colt McCoy's dad, Brad, threatened to kick my ass one time.
Yours.
Mine.
Why? Because you were talking shit about Colt?
I was not talking shit about Colt. I was keeping it real about Colt. And his daddy heard it and didn't like it. So I was at Mickey Dallas. We were doing a tailgate show in the Cotton Bowl parking lot right outside the stadium before Texas OU. I was a neutral guy, and it was a Saturday tailgate show for Texas, Oklahoma, the Red River. That's back when men were men, and we called it the Red River Shootout. And they had Tony Casillas doing the show with me. And I thought driving over, Tony's going to be biased. He's a Sooner. And I'll try to keep him in check. I went there expecting to have to give a UT perspective because I figured Casillas would he'd get all wrapped up in the emotions, which is fine. He's a Sooner. And I thought I was giving a Texas perspective.
Right.
Anyway, so all these people are gathered around, and Tony's like, I'm going to get Keith on the air. Pulls his phone. I go, Keith, who's Keith? No, I'm going to get Toby on. Toby Keith, yeah. Casillas calls Tony Keith during a commercial. Hey, dude, you want to stop pop on? Well, okay, let's do it. So we had Toby Keith on. And, of course, Toby's an Oklahoma guy. And so now I've completely lost control. It's turned into an Oklahoma Sooners tailgate.
Right.
And all these people are gathered around watching our remote, and a bunch of Longhorns are like, fuck you, bullshit. And, of course, the Sooners are like, you bet your ass, oh, fucking Oklahoma, Boomer Sooner.
Can't tell the difference between them or Texas fans. They're the same. They're the same person. They're the same person. Continue.
Mobile home.
You can say that. I cannot.
All white trashy like that?
So we get Toby Keith on. Toby's liquored up, clearly, because he's getting ready for the game. And so he and Tony get into a OU slob fest. And I'm like, well, I lost control. But then we started analyzing the game. I'm like, I don't think Colt's playing well. Well, he was not playing well. They were both coming off losses going into the game.
Gotcha.
Colt had been terrible the week before, and I was simply saying Colt needs to be the opposite player of what he was last week against Colorado if they're going to beat Oklahoma, who's awesome. And this old man's like, that's bullshit. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, this is ESPN radio. You can't see. And he's cussing real loud, blah, blah, blah. So we go to break. And he's all, you don't know what you're talking about. What are you, 22 years old? I was really 30, but I looked young.
Yeah.
And so his wife's like getting him out of there. He's all mad. He was like picking up the freaking fence that was separating us from the people. And so she's like, get out of here. She made him leave. So whatever, it's all good. I'm like, get him out of here. I told the promotions people, he's got to go because he won't stop cussing.
Right.
So they walk off and
Watch
whatever.
the language, little boy.
Like 10 minutes later, the old lady shows back up. And I'm down there. She goes, hey, I'm so sorry about that. We're too close to the situation. That's my husband, Brad. Colt's our son. And he's just too close. That's why we're apologizing. And I thought that was super cool of her. Yeah, had it been not for that gate, Brad would have come up there and got in my face.
Do you got hands?
I would have whooped that old man's ass. Although he's a badass. He's a West Texas high school football coach. It'd have been
because I can't
good.
fight. I'm just wondering if one of us can
throw hands.
No, I can't fight.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
I haven't fought in a long time. I don't got hands, so I'm just wondering, like, so then I know what level to take shit to when we're in public.
I mean, I got a little redneck in me. If I get backed into a corner,
does LG at least know
insult my
karate?
girlfriend or
LG
say some
know
shit about
karate
my
or something?
kid. Oh yeah, he knows karate. What do they call it? What's the karate called in Indonesia?
I don't know.
What were you doing? Dunjitsu?
I took Taekwondo.
Taekwondo, that's it.
In the 80s,
He's
everybody
got moves. I'll show you a picture in a little while.
I ain't got
seen
hands. So,
it. Yeah.
okay. So now I know that none of us have hands, so I know to keep shit minimum in public.
The last time I threw a punch, I knocked the dude out. So one hit wonder, boom. Some drunk walked up to me and tried to fight me.
Yeah, and that whore got the better of you, though, that night y'all fell on the floor.
Oh, she kicked my ass.
Only because you broke your finger. You heard that one?
But the captain came over there and put a concussion on her head, her words.
The captain?
Yeah.
Put a concussion on her head?
Yeah, that's what she told the cops.
I love it.
All right, the noted rapper Killer Mike is in the news.
What
this
did Killer?
week.
Did he speak about getting arrested? What did he
has
say?
spoken out, clarifying what happened at the Grammys the other night that led to him being arrested, and says it could all be chalked up to just confusion, misunderstanding, and blame a security guard acting like he was
trying
a
to
cop.
do his job. He was trying to do his job. He just didn't know, like, this guy just won 3 Grammys. Why are you asking him for his fucking press pass or his credential?
Killer Mike tells the most credible news source in America, TMZ, boom, boom, boom. Quote, as you can imagine, there was a lot going on. There was some confusion around which door my team and I should enter. We experienced an overzealous security guard, but my team and I have the utmost confidence that I will ultimately be cleared of all wrongdoing. And until that time, keep listening to Michael and keep going after your dreams. That's it. Meanwhile, Killer Mike's got way better, more important, well, not better, important things to tend to. His son today is having a kidney transplant.
His son?
Yeah, his son. He has a young son, 22, I think, 23-year-old kid. Needs a kidney. Finally got one. The surgery's today, so Mike's on to other shit.
He ain't got time.
It's fine.
He ain't got time to worry about that. He wasn't even arrested. He was just detained. Go ahead.
Yeah, he didn't go to jail.
No.
They put him in cuffs, brought him to the side.
Got it figured out.
Everybody had to cool down. Yeah. And we'll end with Hustler Magazine.
Hustler, like, that still exists? It's not just online?
That's a good question. Is there a magazine?
There's no way there's still hard copy of magazines.
I know. LG has to brag about his boy.
And Larry Flint, is this Larry Flint? Is he in a wheelchair?
He's dead. He's in a wheelchair
A
there.
fucking gold wheelchair.
Look at that. That's LG.
With Larry Flint.
Yeah, Hustler's still around. We got the Hustler store on I-10.
No, the actual magazine.
I don't know. Maybe.
Can you buy that on the shelf at like?
There's no way.
The
It's got to
Cochino
be
place?
all online. I don't know. I was never a magazine guy.
What's that spot there off 281?
You talking about adult magazine?
Megaplex.
I thought that was for
They have
dildos
magazines
and
in
stuff.
there. It is, but they
and
got
roses and butt plugs.
Well, yeah, but you can get old school magazines in there, can't you?
I don't know.
They would probably have it at the Hustler store, if anywhere.
We had a weirdo follow us out of there one night. And in true
want to go home with y'all?
Yeah, in a true scary movie fashion, I dropped the fucking keys trying to unlock the door. This is before like automatic locks
of your car.
Yeah, so we're on one row. The guy he shows up to one row. We don't think nothing of it. Because see, by the time we were on our second row, we realized we couldn't afford it. So we're like, all right, we'll just look around. This guy just kept showing up at each row. They were an adult megaplex.
Gross.
And then next thing you know, so we're like, yo, let's get the fuck out of here. And
Nasty.
we turn around, and here he comes.
Let me guess, he was a white guy.
Of course.
Why did we do shit like that? We're so
White people.
Yeah, he follows us to the car, and my black
He probably
ass,
wanted you to do things to him.
I dropped the goddamn keys. Like, you know in the scary movie when they drop the keys or fall down, you're like, this isn't realistic. No, it is.
All right.
I'm like, why didn't I just kick his ass?
All right, I'm gonna tell you a story.
'Cause I ain't got hands.
I'm gonna tell you a story at 12:30.
Okay, I was gonna say we got.
It involves Larry Flint's Hustler Club in Shreveport, Louisiana, and a guy wanting
A
to go
club?
and people wanting to go home with me. Yeah, we'll get into it. The members
do
only.
man sex?
12:30 package at 12:30.
Okay.
I've had a somewhat similar experience. What a nasty bastard! Why do people think they're going to go home with folks meeting in the parking lot of the men's club or the megaplex? No, the clubs where you do that.
Yeah.
That's where you meet folks and go home with them. That's fine. People do that shit all the time. But hanging out in the parking lot of the magazine,
Yeah, it was gross.
Anyhow,
I don't know if I dropped the keys or my wife. One of us dropped the keys.
Hustler's Empire, whatever, the porn company.
Yeah, what happened?
They're offering Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce $1 million a piece. $1 million
For a naked spread?
if they will go to the Hustler Club in Vegas after the Super Bowl Sunday night. $1 million a piece.
They're about 20 million short.
Yeah, Taylor don't need that.
What's $1 million of Taylor's? That's her bills.
They get unlimited access to the club, $10,000 an hour in the money suite, Ace of Spades champagne bottle parade, and $50,000 for Taylor and Travis to make it rain at the tables and with the women, plus $1 million appearance fee.
There's a
I
strip
might
club
have to
called
consider
Hustler?
that Hustler Club. I'm gonna tell you the story of the one I've been to at 12:30
I've heard
at Members
of,
Only.
was it Saf? What's the other one in Vegas? I don't
Oh,
know.
Vegas is.
It's
They
10
got
million.
more. They got more clubs like that than churches in Vegas. Shit.
True that.
All right, we're done. Love y'all hard. 12:30 in 30 minutes. It's the second episode of the day, but it's members only. Become a member right now on all platforms. We'll see you boys in 30 minutes. I got to take a dump.
This program was made possible by contributions from viewers and listeners like you. Thank you.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.